we're back.
Nanawa!
Nanawa's doing it, man.
Pico on, Nanaboo.
Pico on, Nanaboo.
Welcome to the round of 8. The first player to get the round of 8.
And, you know, he glided through this group. His opponents were playing very well.
He bungee jumped through the group. Everyone had a chance to grab him, but he bounced right back up.
Yeah, actually, it's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I saw this video a while ago of a woman in a wheelchair bungee jumping.
I saw that
like
too.
In the wheelchair.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
Did you ever bungee jump? I don't think I could ever bungee jump.
Oh, no, I don't want to do
I look at that and I'm like, when I see like the neck whip back.
Did you say you were going to actually jump out of a plane?
I could do skydiving, but I wouldn't do bungee jumping.
Okay,
I would just have myself tethered to the
Hey,
expert.
I'm trying to save you in your career. Stop. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Why, man?
You would jump out of an airplane, but you would not bungee jump. You know, if the bungee cord actually breaks, you have a much better chance of living than if the parachute doesn't open.
Like fear that if I bungee jumped, that like it would whip me back up, and then the cord would somehow go around my neck or something. Does this occasionally?
Oh, you're like a crazy person, man. You don't know anything.
If I were to go skydiving, I would actually just hop out of the plane, and like with a guy who's like attached to me that actually like pulls the chute, I'm just there like screaming like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Tasteless.
I would.
You are so far off from what's scarier.
No, man.
Like, no, dude, an alien trying to kill me, that's not scary.
No,
you know
it's
what
not,
it is?
man.
A snake. I'm like, no, dude, I don't know, man. Just climb a tree. The snake can't go up the trees.
Oh, some snakes can go up trees are toast.
Right,
Good luck. Good luck surviving in the jungle, buddy. Good luck surviving in this jungle over here.
There's a tiger after me. I'm really afraid of it. Okay, Tasteless.
He's like, there's a hippo over there. I'm just going to hop in the water. Hippos can't swim. Sweet, Dan. Your hippo meat now, buddy. In the upper left, we have our Terran player losing his first TVT. Now at a TVP, his ideas.
SuperNova.
And in the bottom right starting location, we have our Protoss player, a GSL finalist, his ideas, also champion of BlizzCon.
MVP Genius.
The one, not the recent one, but the one
first
before.
BlizzCon for StarCraft II. Won it over Loner in the finals.
Yep.
There he is.
These are the outfit he has on is like the outfits that they play StarCraft in heaven with. All right, Barracks coming up here. And I don't know what Genius is going to do. Genius historically has done a multitude of different games where he just like takes two gases, and then after they scat him, he just takes the probes off and expands. So we could see that.
Well, he's such a tricky Protoss. He'll do absolutely anything. He's crazy like that. He's like a Tom Green Protoss, man.
He's crazy. What is that guy doing nowadays?
Probably anything. I don't know, man. I haven't seen him
That guy
forever.
was like on top of the world. I don't know what happened. I think he had some. He was doing a show.
Did you see it when Family Guy had a thing about him? It was the funniest thing I ever saw.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. No, I
just always think
he was doing a show, like he got like one of these talk shows.
Yeah.
Like you know, the generic show where it's man in suit introduces guests and has band or something like that.
Yeah,
There's like a million of them. Yeah. But and then I think a guy came out, and as a joke, he came out with a chainsaw and cut the table, his table in half in front of him. And then he like got pissed and like lost it.
Oh yeah.
And like was like, that's a rental. It was like this really awkward thing because it's like Tom Green who goes around like alienating other people and pissing people off, and then when somebody does it to him, it's like, that's not okay.
Wow.
I think you can see the video on YouTube.
I will have to watch that.
Yeah.
I wonder, is it better or worse than when Branson threw water at Stephen Colbert?
Oh no, that's way funnier.
That one was funnier than the Tom Green one?
Well, the Tom Green one you're just watching, you're just like, well, this is really weird. Like, your whole job is to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Sure. All right. So we have a quick expansion here by our Terran player. Genius is... He hasn't shown 100% what he's doing, but he's going to go for a quick Nexus. I mean, this is pretty clear. Pretty clear, Genius. Just do it. The SCV is scouting to see if the Nexus comes. Genius makes the Nexus, and that SCV already has seen it. So pretty much these guys just know what's going on. They're keen to play of each other. I mean, he hasn't seen the command center, but that's just... one base builds are really falling out of style against Protoss. Protosses have so much practice against such things.
He's not going to check for that SCV down there. He knows.
So he does go down. And Genius goes into 3 gates before any sort of robo, which is fine. SuperNova, very standard build, going the double racks after expand into double gas, so that he can really get his economy rolling, really get his upgrades on his Marines.
Do you think he's going to do any 3-gate pressure coming up here?
No, I don't think so. Everything looks too standard to me right now. Yeah, and he throws on the robo.
Okay, so he's doing a very, very safe middle-of-the-road build.
And he's actually really good at these builds. He actually has some sick Colossus builds. I know that right now most players, most Protosses that are at the top, like a lot of, charged a lot, going into Twilight Tech. Genius, he does that sometimes, but he has a lot of Colossus builds that he still likes. Like, this guy actually sometimes won't stop at 3 Colossus. He'll just keep making them in a lot of Stalkers and just get one perfect battle off and win the game off of it. Or if Terran is too greedy, he'll hit Colossus timings. He has a lot of cool builds like that. And in fact, with that quick third gas, I would say definitely he's going for Colossus this game. It's a quicker third gas than I was expecting. So, I'm excited to see it, man. It's one of the reasons I really like him. I'm liking Colossus builds nowadays.
All right, we have both players just kind of macroing up right now. The factory is going to be coming out here in a little bit. Almost done. And, yeah, this should be one of these games where they both take a third base before they engage each other. Mm-hmm. They're both doing very orthodox builds.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here with us. SuperNova probably going to just go ahead and try some drop harassment and then think about taking a third after he gets a decent chunk of army out. Genius already making that second observer very crucially. And we should see Genius... Oh, he is actually going to go into Twilight Tech. All right. So
okay.
Genius switching up, going with the trends of the times. It is currently a very strong strategy to go with that Twilight Tech. A little bit later than a lot of players go for it, but it's... On the converse, he has... a good amount of sentries and observers out.
Oh, that was close. Barely grazing by that turret. Now, who's impressing you more so far in the tournament for Protoss? Is it Genius or is it Naniwa?
Oh, Naniwa by far.
Yeah.
Right now, absolutely Naniwa. I mean, I can't even really compare the two. Genius, I can't even remember exactly what his games looked like because they were so long ago because he played in the first part of that round of 32 before we had like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll just have to see how he plays tonight. Against Naniwa, well, Naniwa played really well against him. Now we just have to see against SuperNova how well he plays to see, what type of shape is Genius in right now after such a long absence.
Yeah, occasionally when you get players to get to the finals of a GSL, they tend to take a little bit of a break, back off a little bit.
Yeah, they overestimate themselves, underestimate their opponents. There's a lot of ways to say what it might or might not be.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be the part. They're going to take third bases shortly here.
Yeah. Blink on the way, +1 for his opponent. And, of course, the Medivacs are already out with more on the way. The one thing from Genius that we're going to have to see is he either has to throw up 2 forges immediately or he needs to take a third or both. Because he can't just...
Whoa!
Right now, it's looking like he wants to put on at least some aggression, but against this many Medivacs, as long as SuperNova doesn't screw up and lose a big chunk of his army in the field, Genius is not going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, I agree.
But he...
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, he has a lot of units, but yeah, it looks like he's setting up to actually take that third base relatively soon.
I think he wants to be a little bit aggressive with that, too. Mm-hmm. He's going to get this drop in here and try to get when the Protoss is ideally probably going to be taking a third base, but guess what? Oh, nice dodge. Nice dodge. Really nice. He's saying just right outside of the vision.
Oh, my God.
That was so perfect.
And he just skirted the vision of that watchtower, too. That was actually brilliant. That was so good. Oh, my God. And those Stalkers just walked over almost to vision of the Medivacs. Oh, wow. This drop could be great, Tasteless, but he does have a lot of Blink Stalkers, let's not forget. A lot of Zealots sitting there as well. Genius always defending for drops with some Zealots. And his Stalkers are going to want to blink in so that he can actually pick some off.
Oh, is he going to attack over there? And the Medivac. One goes down.
A little bit of miss micro by Genius here.
He blinked over.
There we go. And actually, it looks like he will not end up getting it. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want those Stalkers to get trapped out there too far. And look at this. He's actually warping in Zealots to flank these units. But again, he's got to be careful. In fact, he is bringing the rest of his army up.
Oh,
trying to
nice.
trap army of his opponent.
Genius is everywhere.
Oh, wow. Genius actually doing some beautiful moves, just dancing around the map. And in fact, he is going to go into Colossus from here now that he has Blink. Not even going for charge, but also getting 1-1 at this time. Now, he has to go ahead and take a base, an additional base.
Yeah, I don't
he
think he
has
could
to go on
stay
the
on
defensive.
two.
He's getting Colossus 1-1, Thermal Lance, and charge all at the same time. He has to defend. He can't just go and attack right now. It's just so counterintuitive. So going home, going to kill off the factory there, take that third base. And even though his third's going to be slower than SuperNova's by a lot because he just started mining his third as opposed to the Nexus just about to start, Genius is still in fine shape. Nothing to really be too worried about. He hasn't really taken any damage. The supplies are very similar. His upgrade's going to be just a little bit behind, though.
Is it Terran get an armory out?
Yeah, he does have an armory.
He does have an armory, okay.
He actually
so
just started his +2 attack.
Okay.
He does have
so,
1-1.
So that's good, because the factory just went down. That would have been bad.
Yeah,
oh,
God, that's right.
Yeah.
If you lose that before the armory, that can actually mess up everything. And Genius is actually... Wait a minute. Genius might actually just be hitting...
Oh, he's going to do it.
okay.
No, never mind.
I was like, I can't believe he hasn't made that Nexus yet. That's craziness. But finally does start. That's actually a really late third Nexus, but he's playing safe, and I really do appreciate that in Protoss. A lot of Protoss just throw down a third and then like kind of gamble with it, but he's just making sure that he's safe no matter what here.
All right, he gets out of there before force field traps can occur.
In fact, oh, beautiful, turning around and sniping that Colossus. And in fact, the force field's turning out to be terrible for Genius. Genius making a lot of mistakes.
He needed to micro
right there.
that Colossus over to the left to step on the force field so the Zealots were actually stuck behind.
Man. And this is right before charge finishes. Everything about this engagement, terrible for Genius. And now Virus with a huge supply lead. One big mistake from Genius, and that's what you can't do. If you're not getting those quick bases, and Genius did not get a quick third at all, then you cannot make any mistakes like that.
Yeah, when you engage, you have to do so much more damage.
Yeah, and if he hadn't thrown on any force fields, if he had waited for charge, if he had just backed off, he'd be in great shape right now. But as is, Virus has to be feeling pretty good.
The Stalkers and Zealots are still not in good position. The Zealots are actually in the center clump, underneath the Colossus. So
almost every Protoss in the world still puts all their units on one hotkey.
You need to have them on 2 always.
Well, it's not the way they do it. It's not the way they were.
I got my Colossus then on 3 too.
Wow.
We got the Storm on the way. It's about 1/3 of the way complete.
Yeah, 2-2 for both players upgrading at the moment.
Looks like 2-2's going to finish for a Terran a little bit quicker. Is he still chrono boosting at the forges? He is not.
He should be. I mean, there might be times where he's missing it. He is throwing a lot of chronos on the Twilight Council, though. I mean, the Templar guys are. Virus right now moving out with a lot of units. He actually has 11 medevacs, 26 Marauders, 32 Marines, and 4 Vikings. That is a sick, scary army. Psystorm is about to finish, and we don't have any ghosts. So with Psystorm finishing, if he hits a couple good storms, he doesn't have storm energy yet, though. He's at about 65 energy on most of these High Templars. And he's no, some of them are a little bit higher, about 72. So he's actually gonna have enough for storm. And the storms are gonna be awesome here.
Right, here we go. He's gonna be very careful.
A lot of his stalkers stuck in the front here, and Psystorm's going down. Beautiful Psystorm's hitting a
really
lot
nice
of units.
Psystorms really could not have been better, but is there just too much Terran?
There is a lot of Terran units. In fact, 2-2 has just finished. Great timing for SuperNova here. But it looks like Genius does have enough units for now. Virus running back, healing up a lot of his units and bringing them back down. He doesn't have any splash damage here except for a few Archons, so that's going to make it very hard for Genius. He's going to have to use all the micro that he has. And
wow, really nice control here with the Stalkers.
Yeah, blinking up, just targeting whatever he can down.
Oh, but he's getting each of the Stalkers avoiding the Zealots.
Very well
the Zealots
done.
and tank the damage. He can warp it into the wave here, but I think it would be very possible for SuperNova to actually just hit the Nexus and take this out.
And, well, Genius has to save this base since he's down by 50 supply. He cannot lose a Nexus as well. Thing is, where's his splash damage? He does have one Colossus popping out, coming down to help. But does he have enough to actually defend it and keep it alive?
All right, he does have that Viking. It's kind of hard to defend that Colossus. He needs to keep this expansion alive. It's going to be very difficult.
Uh-oh, and it does
he
in
sniped
fact go down.
He sniped it. I think that might be the end of Genius.
Yeah, he's down again by about 60 or 70 supply now. And, I mean, SuperNova just is not stopping. Targeting down the Colossi, not enough anti-air.
And it will die
We
here.
should be seeing GG pretty soon here.
We're going to go on to game number 2 here between SuperNova and Genius. As this army is just melting.
A slightly disappointing game. Genius with an uncharacteristic mistake in that one engagement. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But these Archons, well, the medevacs are all going to die pretty soon here. You should just target those down. They're all so deep in the red. But the flank comes in. GG.
Drop landing mules.
All right, so Genius, that one engagement, right as 2-2 finished for SuperNova, right before charge finished for Genius, and he threw down 2 force fields that blocked his army. He still attacked in, and the Zealots were behind his Stalkers. Everything about that engagement was terrible. If he had just backed up, or the Zealots were in front and the force fields weren't there, then Genius is actually fine, and that's a fine trade, and nothing tumbles out of control, and we go on to a much longer game that Genius is much better at. But, unfortunately, that is not how it went down, Tasteless, and it was kind of disappointing. SuperNova crushing through him after that bad engagement.
Yeah, you know, he just, this is his 3rd loss in a row today for Genius.
Yeah.
After such a frightening performance in the previous season. I don't know. I don't know if he's up to snuff right now.
Well, we'll be seeing in this next game, Tasteless, because if he loses it, he is, in fact, not up to snuff.
I think,
in fact, he is snuffed right now.
He's snarf right now. Nah, he's not.
No,
You can't use that. That's too much of it. That's too harsh.
We don't get to cast Schnarfs anymore. Schnarfs are
No,
gone.
there are no snarfs. They're all like,
here's the thing. That's evolution and work, man. That's natural selection. Schnarfs go extinct.
the snarfs were what we called the guys in Code A who played Terran vs. Terran and ran into siege tanks constantly in
Just
siege
all
mode.
game long. It was bad. It was many seasons ago.
Look,
Do
here I
not go back and
go.
watch
Just runs
those
in there.
VODs. God.
Oh,
Like, talking back in, what was it, like September? No.
people would complain.
Last
You're being
summer.
too mean to the players.
No, guys.
I don't
they're
care.
being mean to me by sucking.
I don't care about their feelings. They're running into siege tanks in siege mode. This is ridiculous.
Yep. All right, Tasteless. This is it for Genius. He has to win these next 2 games or he is out of here. And if he loses one of these 2 games, we have to cast another TVT.
I don't want to cast TVT. I want to cast PVT.
That's right.
Genius, do it for us. Genius going, I don't care about you guys. I want all that GSL money.
Can't blame him.
Can't blame him. It's a lot. Very big prize pool here. All right, and I believe we're going to be started soon, guys. Normally we would have started it by now.
Oh, the map's going to be Daybreak.
Yeah.
Good map for Genius. He can't win here, man.
If he can't win here, he doesn't.
Well, he goes down anyways.
Yeah. All right, guys. Here in Seoul, Korea, we got the best esports action in the world.